Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, I made a startling discovery as I was about to be killed by an incoming blast. Apparently, the Twilight Forest age is not exactly the most stable thing in the world. So, as you see, there are huge craters that are appearing, and the reason they're appearing is a little, out of this world. You can see a bunch of pockets spread throughout the place, and it's because meteorites are falling. I don't know if it's meteorites or meteors, but big blocky things. Let's just say big blocky things. So what I've been doing lately is, since they deposit a lot of ore, been having a little fun by just getting all of the ore that does appear. So let's go and check the earthly inferno, or rather earthbound inferno, and I've been getting mainly the gold ore in this area because it's the most valuable. Now if there was redstone, I'd be going for it instead, but since there isn't, I've just been taking a habit of just grabbing all the gold. So not much else I can do, however. There is some odd vein of appetite. I don't think I'm going to go for that, but I don't know. Maybe the ores have been disappearing because sometimes it looks like they have poofed. But that being said, I think there's enough ores to go around. So after I get beaten up into within an inch of my life and get to level 30, we can start this episode. So an unfortunate thing happened when I came back from the age. One, I realized that for some reason the instability seems to be random. Sometimes there's a meteorite, but when I logged on recently, it turned to a slowness effect. Now, I'm not too sure what exactly is giving that change of variableness, but I'm not exactly a huge fan of it, as you can probably tell. And also, you can probably also tell there have been a bit of a problem with my inventory in the fact that I don't know what happened, but my inventory got wiped when I came back. So I don't have my kickaxe sword, and there's no replacing it, and I don't think there's any point in me actually going for another Sword of the Zephyr. It helped me, but I think what'd probably be best, so I don't turn lazy, is get a jetpack. So let's check some of the possible jetpacks we could go. I'd love an advanced electric jetpack, but it just costs too much to make. So what we're going to go for is just a basic electric jetpack, which just requires some glowstone and the like. I think we do have some glowstone. Yes, we do. 2 pieces, please. And we managed to hit some form of mine shaft. So what I did to make sure was to put some fences in. I only put 2 fences in, just to give a bit of an indication of what's happening in that. So I guess I won't run out of fences for quite some time. But anyways, what I'm thinking is that eventually we're going to want to migrate to a different area. So what I'm thinking is we should prepare for the move. So the electric jetpack requires a bat box, which requires some ME batteries. So we should make some of those batteries, and thankfully, we are able to give it what for, and we will need to get some tin from that, but thankfully we have hit through and probably surpassed the tin layer, so we have 9 stacks of tin. What that also means is that eventually we will be able to move our quarry to a much more better area. So by moving the quarry, or maybe making another quarry, we'll have another shipment of copper that we can probably use to greater effect than what it currently is doing right now. Mainly nothing, so let's see. Let's go with 6 of these batteries. Might as well go for a bit, and let's see. It requires 5, right? 5 wooden jackets. Okay, and another. So let's see, we are going to need a bit more wood, and we're going to need to make another gemmed pickaxe very soon. And let's just take our wood. There must be some sort of resupply of wood somewhere. Let's just bring that also, since, well, I don't think the circuit area will need it, so let's just keep it on our person. bat box, good. Circuit, great. Refined iron, excellent. Glowstone, already had apparently. So let's make the electric jetpack. So the electric jetpack will need to be charged in an energy storage module. So let's go with the MFE, and it is quite quickly actually charging up. So I'm thinking we're going to want to move shop. This place is nice and all, but it's not easily expanded upon. Now I think I'll keep most of the supplies here for consistency's sake. Just make sure that we have a nice base of operations, but I think it would be in our best interest to move to a more either a secure area or to just a better workspace environment. So that is what I've been preparing, just preparing for the move, getting an electric jetpack. Now something that I'd like to tinker with is working on some modular power suits. So are we able to find any of the modular stuff here? No, we are not. So let's grab the tinker table that we made oh so long ago and just plop it down here. And let's see, no modular power suit items found in your inventory, which is a bit of a drag. So let's see, armor. Okay, here we go. We got some modular power armor, and we see that it does require quite a bit. Are we even able to make this? Okay, computer monitor we're able to make. And let's see what type of thing this requires. It requires either one of these Tarkic gates, diamond gates, or a data storage circuit, which requires emerald dust or emerald. And that will make 4, right? And that is only required, really, yeah, it's required for each and every single circuit. And it also requires machine parts. By the way, there are 2 recipes for this. Machine Muse actually added her own version of GregTech recipes to it, but you are still technically able to craft them via the normal means. So I'm going to, what's this? That'd be nice. Nice if I have a spare set of armor, and if we're easily able to change between the two, I suppose that'd be a nice thing to do. Anyways, we're going to need a data orb, which requires 8 emeralds in total. 8 emeralds, 8 emeralds. So we don't really have 8 emeralds, which is a bit of a drag, unfortunately. So we can't really go for that. Wait. We must have had an emerald bag somewhere. Do you have anything in that backpack? No. Do you have anything in this backpack? Because I remember seeing we had emeralds somewhere. Wait. Dang it, it was in my canvas bag that was wiped. That's infuriating. Okay, I'm gonna look around just to make sure that's the case. Maybe there's some emeralds up here, but I'm not too confident on that. Seeing as we are not quarrying currently in any sort of extreme hills biome, that's not the case. Okay, so what that means is that we're going to need to go get some wheat or some other materials and trade with villagers. Okay. Let's see if there's any good villager trades. Hello. There is another way that we are able to get emerald dust, either through nether emerald, which is not necessarily a good way to do things, but we can also get olivine ore. This stuff is picked up in the end, and we need a total of 16 of it, correct? So if we get a rock cutter tool, we might be able to go to the end, but there are a few problems with that. One of the problems is that it's the end, and it is going to be deadly and etc. And also, I don't think we're ready to kill the Ender Dragon yet, so we're not really good in that regards. That being said, we need emeralds for the olivine dust. So, wait a second. Was the book for the end? No, wait. The book for the overworld to the end is in here, I think. No, it's not. Was that also... wait a second. Dagnabbit, that book was also in the canvas bag. So what we're going to need to do is make our way slowly but surely to the stronghold, which is over a kilometer away. At least that'll give time for other processes to fully exemplify themselves. We'll see how that exactly goes. But oh well, so we at least have a jetpack and made myself a silk touch pick. You'd think that I'd be able to get more from a level 30 enchant, right? But oh well. I'm gonna talk about you later, but let's make it daytime. Let's go to the end, and then let's run around like an idiot, because, you know, that's usually the best way to go about things. Okay, here we are, and I managed to remember the Eye of Ender. Now, I have a bit of a problem. For some reason, when I'm pressing M, the mode switch key, when I'm hovering, or rather when I'm flying, it does not allow me to actually change between modes. I'm not too sure what the reasoning is for that. Maybe it's some sort of industrial craft glitch, but hoping I don't really need it too much. But I'm going to put on my armor instead, just in case we have a bit of a problem, such as Ender Dragon finding us through the wallitis, which is very serious. I don't know if you like it as much as I do, but oh well. So let's see, we got some blue ore, which we don't want to go and spend too much time on. So bah, that's not fair. Come on, that's not fair. You have to admit, that's not fair. Okay, let's see where he is. There he is. Hope no one tries to get us. Hope no one tries to get us. Let us try to regroup. After healing ourselves, where is he? He's over there. Okay, so not too sure what everything is. I think the black stuff is thorium, though I am not able to verify that right now, seeing as we are in a bit of a life and death situation. So what we're looking for is olivine, which is a green ore, and we need 16 of the ore form to get any sort of use. So we need to look for 16 green ore. Now, they're found in pockets, sometimes one, sometimes none. So what we're going to do is each time we find some, we're going to make sure that the guy isn't charging at us, and make sure we actually keep an eye of where this is. Okay, here's one down. Okay, he's over there. Okay, we got some. Too bad we didn't bring any sort of other apparel. Va 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 ba 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 ba. Ah, okay. Don't look at any more Endermen. Don't look at any more. Don't want any more Endermen. I don't want any more. Va va va. And it's kind of ironic that we need all this ore to actually challenge the Enderman, or Ender Dragon, or, well, both of them at the same time. But we can't do that until we have some bloody privacy. We need some privacy. I kind of feel a little disposed. I feel kind of exposed. So if you don't mind, can you please stop? Okay, so what we're looking for is still that ore. So is there any pockets of ore that we can see right away anywhere? No, there isn't. Okay, so that is a bit of a problem. So what we need is either go to some of the asteroids or get smart about the entire situation. Olivine I don't think is too rare on the asteroids. So if we go there, we might have either A, a better shot at getting the ore, or B, we have a better shot at dodging the Ender Dragon, or C, both. I like the both option personally, but maybe that's just me. So what we're going to do is quickly switch and go high, high, high. In the sky, hope we find pie. No, we don't die. And okay, so there's some olivine, and there's an Ender Dragon, which is not as fun of a thing to find. But there's a lot of olivine here, so we need to keep an eye on the prize and not die. there's a lot of olivine here, and this would be a lovely point where I would get... Okay, he's stuck in the unloaded zone, so that is the type of break that we needed. So we needed, as I said before, a total of 16 olivine ore. So 16 will give us 2 tiny dust each of emerald, and when we grind those up and put them together, we'll be able to get all of the emeralds that we need, or at least all the emeralds for now that we need. We might as well make that sort of distinction. And yes, we did get it. Okay, good. There's also some here, and I still can't switch to hover mode. Not too sure what the issue there is. Maybe it's some integration issue, but I'm not too sure. Oh, hello. How are you? Olé! Okay. Up. And he came back for more, which was not as olé as I thought. Kind of like hair care product or something, if you get my drift. Okay. Dang it, missed it. Missed it. Okay, and I'm not even thinking of trying to battling him. Hey, didn't I place some blocks here to catch my fall? Or is that just me? Okay. So over there seems like the next area that we can go to, and we're going to need to gently float over there, seeing as we don't have any sort of jet propulsion, which is probably one of the reasons why we are trying to get this modular power stuff anyways. It is, you know what would have been good? Xeno Reliquary Cloak of Distortion, and I think this is the biggest asteroid I've seen, thank you. Oh my gosh. Huh. Yeah, this is the biggest asteroid. Okay, better than the biggest loser, I suppose, but that's another thing entirely. And presto. Ooh, we see Sheldonite. Sheldonite's also another thing that we'll want to raid from this area. But as I was saying, there's a Xeno Reliquary Cloak of Distortion, which will be a nice add-on to have later on, but currently we can't really think of that. Okay, so 3 more ore, and we're done, in theory. However, I wouldn't mind a bit more. Now that we're in a nice little secluded spot, let's first get this on so that we can recharge our rock cutter. Thank you very much. I think you serves your purpose. And we're also going to want to... Are there any other data orbs that we... or any uses of data orbs that we can see in the foreseeable future? I'm not too sure about that, so... Okay, let's see the other nether ores. There's sodalite. Sodalite, if we check some of the uses of them, we might be able to find some more fun uses. So we can get aluminum quite easily from it, though I don't think there's much use in doing that. There's also... this is used as a dye. Okay. Just as a dye, but it should be used for something else. Nope, looks like it's just a dye. Okay, so this is used as a dyeing reagent, pretty much like lapis lazuli, and there's a lot of it. My gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna mine a bit more, maybe bring a few samples of sodalite as well, and then get the heck out of here using my linking book. Okay, Angry Enderman is my cue to leave this place, so I'd like to say goodbye. Okay, so now that we're in our relative safety here, let's take a quick deep breath and let's see what haul we have. We have olivine, which for some reason my silk touch pick wouldn't work. Maybe it has a different mining level. Anyways, we also have sodalite, which is easily refined in here, but let's put our olivine in here and our sodalite. I think it might start jamming up the system, or rather our primitive system here. And also I'm going to take my bloody jetpack off until we can figure out either A, a better usage of it, or B, something a bit better. So the Sheldonite we're also going to save, because I am a saver and not just a taker. And we have some olivine. So olivine, we might as well put it here. There are going to be a few areas of expertise that we're going to need. And let's see, we got some tiny piles of emerald dust. We might as well put that into the system as a thing that can be sorted. And for our next base, we're definitely going to want to improve this design later on, though that will be an easily doable thing. So let's put that there. Let's check. You got olivine dust, which I don't think there's much use for. However, I could be mistaken. Let's put one here as well. And 4 here. Making sure it's all in at one given time, and that's good. So let's put our olivine dust in here, and we might be able to find some sort of centrifuge recipe later on that'll make it worthwhile, but that will definitely come at probably a different time. Okay, emerald dust, a good place to put it? No, I suppose not. So let's put it here, and we'll put the olivine dust right next to the olivine, which would probably be the best way to do it. And we're almost at the olivine dust. Now we are at the olivine dust. There we go. Thank you very much for your patronage. And I don't think there's anything else to worry about until we get to the sodalite, which will be this stuff, and also some tiny dust. Let's see. What are some of the recipes that we can get with sodalite, or rather get to sodalite? We have aluminum, which we already have accounted for. However, we can account for the sodalite very easily by just simply doing that. Okay, so that will keep everything happy, and I'm sure there's better uses for sodalite instead of just a dyeing reagent. Hep, we can make aluminum, you can make chlorite, and silicon, and sodium. Not sure why you would want to do that, but we can also make computer monitors. So that'll act as the blue dye. We also need lime. We also need red. So lime and red, assuming that there's anything else. Is it just going to be lime dye? Okay, lime dye is easy enough. I just didn't recognize it. So that'll just require a few different things. Pink dye with aluminium stone, I think I can do that. So let's see. What we're going to want first is get 8 of these. There we go. And then we're going to want to put this into some data orb stuff. Data orb technology, what for? Okay, data orbs, I believe it takes an advanced circuit or a pulsating chipset. Is that in one of the orb dictionary parts? I don't know. So we got data storage circuits. We're also going to need a few different things, which are machine parts, which will require us to make a bunch of circuits, which I'm going to do with a click of a button. Ha! One button, my good sir. Okay, so I think it's like this. And like this, yes, we got some machine parts. And 16 in total is all we need. So these 16 machine parts will be used for our suit stuff. Let's just check the armor. And is it American or Canadian spelling? Of course it's American spelling, okay. Sorry, rather is it American or rest of the world spelling? Guess which one it is? Ha! I already gave the answer. So, end stone, I don't think there's too much use for. Also, we're not going to have much use for tungstate, which is pretty much just getting tungsten right now. So we'll probably forget we even saw that for now. But we'll want to probably find maybe some sort of method to automatically get mercury poisoning. No, not that. That'd just kind of be awful. Okay, so let's see. What did we need in here? We needed a lot of aluminum. We also need the machine parts, which obviously that's easy enough to do. Aluminum. Are you aluminum? Yes, you're aluminum. Or are you aluminium? Aluminium. I'm just going to call you aluminum just so that I do not get confused in my little brain. Okay, and we're also going to need what? I think just a computer monitor for that to act as a heads-up display, which will just require some aluminum and glass pane and some lime drops. So let's get the dyes, then we can start crafting this and tinkering with it on the tinker table. Imagine that! Okay, to get the lime dye, we're going to use the circle of dye, as Ed quite eloquently put it, and I think it's the pink dye? No, We needed the pink dye to get to the lime dye. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. And we got more than enough stuff in here, so we don't even need to worry about that. I'm thinking maybe we can eventually set up a simple, not a Steve cart, but forestry tree farm. We definitely have enough tin to do so, though it might, maybe when we have a bit more automation than what we currently have, it'll probably be a bit better. Okay, so we got our rose red and our lime, and we got a computer monitor. Are you able to do anything? No, you cannot. You can't even mine stone. What good are you? Stupid computer monitor. Anyways, we're also going to need this for our other parts. So let's see. Machine parts, and this is going to take a lot of aluminum. Let's see. We don't need a data orb. Wait a second. Nope, it's there. Wait. Let me look at you again. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You are annoying. That is why we need you. Okay, so first of all, we got our power armor head. Next, we'll make the torso, which is a machine part here, data orb here, and then the aluminum surrounding the entire magnificent body. And let's guess at what the other part is going to be. I'm guessing this. Let's go with 2 of these as the leg joints and a data storage circuit. Yes, we got that. And finally, last part, machine legs, data storage, and aluminum. Nope. Okay, you got me. I'll bite. Ah, fudge. As if. I could have just moved that, couldn't I? Yeah, so well. Okay, so now we have our power armor that refused to stay in my inventory. So obviously, right now, it doesn't give a whole lot except a bit of... I feel like a stormtrooper. Okay, so let's see. We got a bunch of things, and let's see. No installed modules, and it's useless until you add some modules. So there are a few different modules that we can add to this. Let's see. There is a night vision, which requires a hologram emitter and a control circuit. And let's see. That'll be interesting. An aurimeter, which needs some craft goggles and a hologram emitter. And there's also a flight control on the helmet, which requires a control circuit. So let's check what the control circuit requires. Control circuit. Oh God. Oh God. I think I am going to pass on that for now. Let's see what the base things I'm going to require. Iron armor. There's the iron armor. Iron plating, rather, diamond plating, and energy shield. Let's just look at this. That requires a force field emitter, which I believe will be very expensive. Force field emitter will require... Okay, that looks badass in how it was. There's solenoids, which just require some steel. Superconductors, which require a bit more than steel. Yeah. And also some other things, such as the energy flow circuit. And tungsten steel, which is definitely endgame. So let's just look at the simple part, which requires iron plating, which requires basic plating. There's also, let's see, there's iron plating, so basic plating and advanced plating. Is every single part like that? Yes, so basic plating and advanced plating. So let's check plating. Let's not be placid in this and get the plating. Okay, so this requires steel and a basic circuit, it seems. Yep. And this requires titanium and non-basic. Okay. Titanium I prefer a lot over diamond. However, let's go with the basic plating, which requires 20 steel altogether, assuming that every single piece requires the same amount. Okay, let's see. Good. And good. Okay, so they all require the same amount of plating. Thankfully, we have enough for that. So let's see. We're going to need to just go like this. Oops, that was not supposed to be there. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 modules down. I think we can only add 1 set. Okay, so armor install, and we got a nice lovely bit. So armor, install, armor, install, armor, install. Let's see. It needs energy, I suppose. Okay, let's see. That is installed. Ah, here we go. This is where it requires... Don't think it requires any armor. Okay, physical armor resistance. This is where the tinkering comes in, where we can adjust the plate thickness and see what we get. Okay, full armor, but it doesn't have any energy. I don't think we can really do anything. Let's see. Let's check the armor again and see if there's anything we can do with this. Okay. So the helmet, each of them add up to 5 points in damage. Sorry, 5 points in damage mitigation, which is something else entirely. And it also adds some weight to the armor. Now I don't see any sort of GUI that shows what the weight is. However, that's not too problematic. Now the energy requirements are capacitors. And we also have some glider, parachute, and jetpack upgrades. But the ion thrusters are going to be a bit expensive, I assume. Active camouflage. Oh god. So there's a lot of things we can tinker with in this. I am definitely seeing that. And it's going to be probably a bit of a problem, especially if you have no idea what you're doing. Okay, shock absorbers require... not too problem, and servo motors. And definitely a bit of a problem, seeing as I am a bit of a noob on this and haven't done anything whatsoever. So brass solenoid, actually this is relatively easy to make, just requiring some silver for the coils, and we make 2 per, and just some brass and some advanced circuits, which is certainly one of the easier recipes, and we definitely have enough steel. Let's think about a few other things and then see if we can do anything fun with this. So just looking at a few of the recipes, the low voltage capacitor is a shaped IC2 recipe, and it just requires some maybe lithium batteries. We might go for this. The medium voltage capacitor requires some Laptron crystals, and I think the high voltage would require, I'm guessing, the late tier upgrades, which is a bit more difficult to get to. That being said, we are at a stage where medium voltage capacitance is an easy enough thing to go for. What we're going to go and work on first of all, though, is our parachute. So parachute just requires, well, parachutes. And if we check at the parachute, it's relatively easy to create, just takes wool, but also requires nitrogen, which, if we look at the industrial electrolyzer recipe, requires ender pearl dust. I think that is definitely the easiest thing we can create. Requires 16 ender pearl dust. Am I running slow? Yes, I am. And that would be probably because of the weight restrictions. If we were to remove this, we're going at a much faster pace. So the weight does throw a bit of a problem in it, so which is the reason we are going to need some of the upgrades. The parachute probably won't do anything for that, but the energy shield will eventually solve that issue, unless we go for something like jet boost or other appliances or some stuff that will limit the weight. I'm going to research on quite a bit of the stuff that is required and also look at some of the best configurations that will be required for better use. I think I might as well just show you what the home is like. So let's look. Bam! This is the age that I am working on. I managed to find, if I'll just show you quickly, the creative book. No, not the creative book. Feels creative, though. I managed to find so many pages just trolling through that Twilight Forest age. That being said, there were a few pages I couldn't get, back because they were in the canvas back. However, I do think that this age will work. Let's get off our very heavy armor. Apparently 40 kilograms does not a happy way make. However, I'm designing this bridge, this thing. You might be able to understand what it is if we look at this, but it's going to be a huge complex. It's going to be a half sphere. And obviously this is not half a sphere, it's quite a bit less, only getting up to, what layer is that? That's 6, 7, 8, okay, that's 11, 12, 13. We only managed to get 13 layers, and the diameter is going to be 101. I think that'll be enough floor space, but we got 2 suns, eternal day, because one of them's permanently fixed at noon, and I think, if I remember correctly, there was a Mistcraft Forbidden Library in that direction, just floating in the air on a pillar of cobblestone. Oh well, we'll explore this place a bit better and set up later. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.